Hi everyone, welcome to NATEC YouTube channel. In this video, we'll talk about for loop. First of all, what is for loop and why do we use for loop? We use for loop like when you want to run a setup statement repeatedly for a known number of iterations, then we use for loop. For example, if you want to print numbers from 1 to 10 or 1 to 100 or any numbers, so you put the range, the iterations inside a for loop, and whatever the statements you want to run is put under a statement. So until the condition is true, this for loop will be run. The syntax for the for loop is majorly it contains 4 parameters as shown on the slide. It contains initialization, condition, and update statements. And the statements you want to run inside these for loop is put in between flower brackets. So, and what is initialization statement? For example, if you want to run this for loop between, you want to run this for loop for 10 iterations between 1 to 10. So then the initial value that you want to start is I is equal to 0. So that is called initialization. And condition is nothing but until what condition, until what iteration you want to run this for loop. In this case, if you want to run from 1 to 10, so the condition should be I less than or equal to 10, so that this condition will run for 10 iterations. And update statement is nothing but like at what range you want to increment or decrement this initialized value. For example, when printing values from 1 to 10, so it has to print each value 1, 2, 3 like that. So in update parameter you have to provide I is equal to I plus 1. So this is called update statement. And you want to print a statement, you want to print 1 to 10, the statements that you provide should print each iteration the value of I. So this is a syntax for a for loop. And in the next slide we'll talk about the flowchart. Flowchart, when you compare with the syntax, it's quite easy to correlate between flowchart and syntax. First we provide an initialization, that is in the example I talked above, I is equal to 0 is initialization. And condition is that when the condition is true, then only the statements under for loop will be executed. Once the statements are executed, it will check for update parameter. It will increment or decrement the variable to the next value. So when it increments, again it checks the condition for a next iteration. So every time when the condition is true, the statements under this for loop will be executed. So when the condition is false, it comes out of the for loop. For loop, it will not execute the for loop after the condition is false, and if there are no statements after for loop, then it will exit from the main program itself. So this is about a flowchart. And next we'll see one simple example which prints a number from 1 to 10. Here it has complete program starting from adding the preprocessor directive, include stdio.h. This is adding a standard input output library for using all the C keywords. For example, we are using a printf or int. So all these keywords are included in standard library, so we have to include these library. And int main, this is the main program where it starts, where the program execution starts. And in the line number 5 we have declared in I as int, because before using any variable we have to declare. So I have used this I inside for, so I am declaring that line 5. So here in line number 6 for loop will start, where initialization is I is equal to 1 is the initialization. I am initializing I as 1, and the next is I less than or equal to 10. So this is the condition. So if until this condition is true, the for loop statements, that is statement is here in this case the printf is a statement inside the for loop. This printf statement is executed until the condition is true. And next is update statement. Here update statement I used increment operator I plus plus. First time the I is equal to 1, it will check the condition I less than or equal to 10. Now I is equal to 1, I less than 1 less than or equal to 10. The condition is true. So this will execute the for loop. The statements inside the for loop is printf. It will print the I value in the first iteration. I is equal to 1. Right side you can see the output. It is printing 1, and it will increment the I to the next value, that is I is equal to I plus 1. Now for the next iteration I is equal to 2. So it will check the condition 2 less than or equal to 10. Yeah, it is true. So it will execute the statements again. It will print I again as 2. In the next iteration I will become 3. So similarly until 10 this printf statement will be executed. So when after 10 it will increment I to 11. So when I is equal to 11 it will check the condition 11 less than or equal to 10. So this condition is false. So what happens, this for loop will be exited. So it will not execute the for loop because the condition is false. It comes out of the for loop and it will exit from the program itself because there are no statements after for loop. So on right side you can see the output, like it is printing from 1 to 10. So this is a simple example for printing 1 to 10. So we'll see about another example, addition of numbers from 1 to 100. This is also basic program in C, and it has a similar logic as compared to the previous example. Here I am running a for loop from 1 to 100 because I want the addition of numbers from 1 to 100. So I am running it, and the increment operator is used I plus plus. And the statement inside for loop I have used as sum is equal to sum plus 1, sum plus I. Each time it will add the I value to the previous sum value. I have initialized sum. Initially I have initialized sum is equal to 0 because it should not contain any garbage value, so that the addition will become a garbage value. So to avoid such conditions I have initialized sum as 0. So after executing the for loop for 100 iterations from 1 to 100, so it will come out of the for loop for 101th iteration. So after coming out of the for loop, it will print the print statements. Here print statement is used to print the sum of the numbers between 1 to 100. So in right side you can see the value, this addition of numbers from 1 to 100 is 5050. So this is simple. This also some basic C programming for addition of numbers. That's it about for loop. So you can try different examples using for loop. For example, if you want to print a even number or odd number, or if you want to find out whether a number is a prime number or not, for these cases you can use for loop. You may get online compilers, so you can try on those compilers. If you have any doubts you can comment out, and if you like the video please like it, and if you want more videos on C programming you can subscribe for next videos. I hope you guys like the video. Thank you so much for watching.